Hey, happy Wednesday. Good evening.
Woo!
Woo! How's everyone doing? Let's see any comments yet, so let me keep an eye on your thing to make sure. StreamYard changed, man. There we go. Hello, Anna.
Hey, Anna.
Somebody shot out of a cannon with the woo and the haze already.
Hey, ho. Don't you know?
Hello, John McGinnis. How are you? How's it going? So, we've been away for a while again. We took some time, believe it or not, to get away with we were with Pam and Steve at the Hoover House, which will be in 3 weeks, and Tracy and Joe. Uh, Tracy rented out the orphanage in Gettysburg. If you've never been, the orphanage is a really old building that was around back in the Civil War days, and a lot of men died during the fighting, of course. So a lot of the kids, the moms couldn't afford to take care of them, so they wound up in the orphanage. And the story is that the lady who ran the thing, the headmaster, whatever you want to call her, she abused a lot of the kids, chained them up outside when it was cold, locked them in the basement. There's like an area called the pit that's like a cutout of the basement where you can kind of crawl inside, and there's chains and toys in there, and we had been in there years ago for a tour. I mean, we're talking like 25 years ago.
Yeah, it was quite a while.
Hello,
everybody.
Heather, David,
Michelle,
and
Heather.
It was really, really nice of Tracy and Joe to do that. We have a great time with them. I get along with Joe really well, and Tracy is Tracy.
I love Tracy.
But I love her, and we had such a great time, though. We got to investigate that building.
Hey, Lewis.
We got to just hang out, tour the battlefield, walk around downtown, drink some moonshine, play some, what's the name of that game? Something in Crimes Against Humanity or Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah.
Cards Against Humanity.
Hey, Nicole.
We had to play that. We just had a good time.
Kathy.
So, the only thing we didn't do a lot was sleep. Because we were up late and then we were up early, going around and having
maybe 4 hours here and there.
Yeah, but we had a great time, and we're really looking forward to going back again with you guys in December with Cody and Satori. And but we had a good time. It was good to get away and just unplug from all the stuff that we've been doing literally up to that weekend. I mean, we should go back now. That weekend, we literally started with the Girl Scouts Friday night at Sterling Hill Mine. And then Saturday night, we were at
the Burlington Prison.
Oh, the Burlington Prison. Yes.
Burlington Prison.
So it was literally bang, bang. And then we got in our car early Sunday morning to drive to Waynesboro, which is like 3.5 hours.
So needless to say, it was a plethora of activity nonstop.
Yes, let's just sum it all up in 20 seconds. And well, good night, everybody. We're gonna leave now.
It was a lot. It was fun. Good night. No.
We were talking about our live stream and with other people who do live streams, and they have a 3-person format where they have 3 different people, and we were commenting on their live stream and how they do it, and they ask for subjects, and then they try to talk about the subjects, which is for me the absolute worst way to do any kind of podcast, if you want to call this a podcast.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's just
it can be part of it. But if you're sitting around waiting for someone,
you've got to put stuff out there and start a discussion and hook people in, and then create.
Yeah, if you're sitting there waiting, saying, "Does anybody have a subject? Does any have a subject?"
Yeah, you're not going to get very far.
You're in big trouble. Last year when you were sick, I was lucky, Lauren. Knock on wood. I was very, very lucky that I came out of this Para-Unity healthy. There was nothing. I had a cold actually before Para-Unity. I was sick, and then that weekend I was fine, and afterwards I was fine, which very, very, very fortunate. So I want to talk about a few things that we talked about this weekend and this week and before this weekend. First, the Girl Scouts. we started working with the Girl Scouts probably 3 years ago, and every event we've ever done with them has been at Centenary University. Uh, that's how we actually got into Centenary University because the Girl Scouts had booked out the place for a ghost hunt, and another team was supposed to do it, and they backed out of it. So we were asked to come in and do it, which we did because it looked cool. When we went up there and saw it for the first time, Chris and I were like, "Wow, this is freaking awesome!"
Hey, Luann and Laura.
We'll definitely do this. And then we got to know the people at Centenary, and now we do events with them. But so they didn't want to do it at Centenary again, so they wanted to try someplace new. I recommended the Mine, which, by the way, will be featured on Jason Hawes' YouTube channel, I'm sure, in a week or two, maybe after Thanksgiving. I don't know. But they were there, about 20 of them, 24, 25 of them, don't remember how many. And lots of them had never been to the Mine, which was cool. And they had a good time. Again, if you've never been to the Mine, and even if you've been there on a school trip, which a lot of people have in New Jersey, it's so much different in the dark. Even JV commented on that, the guy who works with Jason. He's like, you could stick your hand up to your face in that Mine and not see it. It is that dark with the lights off in that Mine.
It's intimidating.
So bringing a lot of younger, females in there, age 13 to 16 or whatever, it's fun. It's fun for us because
hey, Dana,
when things starts happening and they're experiencing it, it's just, we have a good time because you never know what's going to happen. For the first time, I was in the museum where the lockers are and the showers are, and every time I said to the group of young women, please join me, come on, we're going to go in the shower and try to talk to it felt weird to say, we're going to head towards the shower now. I'm like, anybody caught that on any video and just edited that, I'd have probably been arrested 3 times over.
Is anybody on Facebook? You guys got something strange going on?
Why? Nobody else is saying that. They're all commenting. Oh, you mean it's going fast?
Look at that. I'm going to go out and come back in. That was weird. And now it's normal. I don't know.
Thank you. Please don't.
No, when you don't see my phone was going.
Please just
like
don't.
It was like.
Just don't.
Tell me what you saw. It was like fast forwarding. It was crazy.
Let's just acknowledge that everything is fine because you guys say it's fine, and stick with that, okay? Just one person says they froze, and then Facebook.
I wasn't. Did you not see how fast it was going right before? You saw that. It was like fast forwarding, like doing real funky things on my phone. I'm not even talking to him. It's all good. So go ahead and continue about you were doing the thing in the Zobel Museum.
No, please. Let's talk about Facebook.
No.
For another.
Because I want to talk about what happened in the Mine with the Girl Scouts.
That's what you're welcome to.
So I had a really, really cool experience that it actually made my whole entire night, and it was with the last group of girls. And anyone that's done the Mine with us will understand why I find this so remarkable. So I split people up, and I did a lighter version of what I do because these are young girls, and separating them and isolating them, you can't do it to the extent, young women, you can't do it, as aggressively as you would do with adults. So I literally, the 2 parents of these girls, with one of the girls, they were doing their own thing up at the top of the Mine, and another set were doing in the middle, and then I went down to the spring to do an EVP with these 2 girls, and I'll never forget their names, Faith and Megan. And they had these sweet voices when they spoke, and they were very soft spoken, and it was funny. But literally, Faith asked the question, how many are here? And there was just a really low, and you had to listen hard, and it said 8. And that's not what blew me away. And I'm just like, okay. And then Megan, this cute little blonde girl, says something, and I actually can't even remember the question. I think she was saying, do you like working here? and we're listening back, and we heard nothing live, nothing at all. There was nothing going on. And you hear like two rocks being thrown in the mine right next to us. And then you hear a male voice go, "Kiss me." And I lost my mind. I heard that as clear as that. And you heard it. I played it back for you.
But
And
my mind is intact.
It was so clear. So I got all excited. The girls were all excited. They were, I don't even know how to say their reaction, taken aback because they didn't expect it. So we go all the way up to get mom and dad and bring the whole group down because, of course, we got to follow it up. And I said to the father and to the mother, "This minor just hit on your daughter. We need to follow this up," thinking dad would, you know, be a dad. So we're standing in the circle, and we started with Faith and Megan again and went around and got to dad. And dad goes, "Hi, this is Brian. Are you married?" And we literally, all of us, including mom, was like, "That's it? That's all you're going to do? A minor makes a pass at your daughter, your teenage daughter, and you want to know if he's married?" And he literally looks up and smiles and goes, "I'm afraid of what he'll do to me if I get aggressive." I thought that was funny as heck. You don't? I mean, again, the reaction to a guy flirting or making a pass at your teenage daughter you would not say, "Hey, my name is John. Are you married?" You wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't do it because I've done this a million times. But as a new person who's experiencing, uh,
Paranormal for the first time.
yeah, a voice, a disembodied voice for the first time, yeah, maybe you would be a little intimidated of what could happen after that. They all watch
true.
They all watch these movies and
Shows
people get pulled across the floor and possessed and all that stuff. So
I just thought it was funny.
That's what came to mind at that time. Not many people would run underneath a fence screaming the F word when they heard a bang.
That was different.
That happens.
You never know
what could happen.
That was completely different. That was me. But again, if something threatened my child, I'd probably be aggressive. Just saying.
Okay.
Just saying. Anyways, I thought that was like a highlight for me for the night. That finished out my night with with the Girl Scouts. And there were a few things here and there. We got a growl, we got footsteps, but overall that was the big one because it was such a perfect A-class EVP. Like you didn't have to listen to it over and over to figure it out. It was clear as day.
Those are the best. I mean, nothing's better than that. I tell everybody that during our lectures that we do that EVP is probably, if the conditions are right for it,
yeah,
it's probably the best evidence that you can get. But again, we went and see, the plan was whenever we plan something, we never think of like the repercussions or like the what after. Everything we plan, there is no what after. It's always like, let's do this thing. And I can't tell you how many times I'll say to her, if I schedule that, it's going to be Friday and Saturday. And she's like, gotta do what you gotta do. And then we do it. We're like, what the hell were we thinking? We're exhausted. We're beaten up. We're sore. But at the moment, we're like, hey, so that night was part of that. We did the event with the Girl Scouts from 7 to 10. It was only 3 hours, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it was cold up there that night, and you're going around. So then we had never ever been. We had been in, but we had never investigated the towers and the conveyor that goes across. Now, in those towers are stairs, and it's all metal. And there's conveyors and machines that grind it up to minerals and all this other stuff. And it's spooky in there. Just walking around in there.
It's intimidating.
It's spooky. But the spookiest thing is there's raccoon poop everywhere. And dead birds.
Yeah,
everywhere.
There were.
So I knew that going in because we had toured that area with Jason Hawes.
Well, there was feathers left over from the birds.
well, who were ripped apart somehow. They must have gotten in there, picked out their feathers, and then flew away, according to Chris.
I'm
But
just saying that there were no
whatever.
bodies.
Yeah, there were no bodies. Gee, I wonder why. So anyway, we had toured there with Jason Hawes, and he shot some footage up there for a reason that I can't get into as part of the episode, I
Hi,
imagine.
Christine.
But after doing that, we had said, God, we got to come up here and investigate. And then someone has the idea of, well, we're going to be with the Girl Scouts till 10 o'clock. Why don't we come and investigate it that night? Knowing full well that if we finish with the Girl Scouts at 10 and we talk for a while and then we gather up our stuff, we're literally not getting in that building till 11. Now, we've been in there with the light of daylight, but not the dark. And when the raccoons come out? In the dark. So here we gather up just enough equipment to go in there with me, Chris, Colleen, Danielle, and Tyler, the guy from the site. And it was spooky and creepy. When you first enter it, it's just stairs and open areas and just metal. And it's creepy. Once you go in there, it's always creepy going into a place you've never been in. That's that big. So you're looking around, but I knew that the raccoon poop doesn't, you don't start seeing it until you get further up the stairs and more into the conveyor area.
I had no smell.
So who's about the smell? It's what they're attached to.
No, I'm just, she said, but I was
saying
no
bad smell.
There was no smell.
So as we're in the first area, we're walking around, we're doing EVP or whatever. That was fine, but it was cold in there.
Yeah.
And then we start going up the level into the tower, and again, that's where we saw the ripped up feathers, and we saw more raccoon poop in different areas. But it's here and there in those areas. It's not like close by, some here, some there. It's not till you get into and we experienced some stuff in there, but not a whole lot. It was just creepy being in there. And then we went into the conveyor that you have to get into a side door. And that goes from ground level all the way up and across the parking lot to the other side. Once you enter there, you see the conveyor, and in the dark you can't see to the end, but that's where the raccoon crap is everywhere. And I kept saying to them,
he was scared.
Eventually, that crap is going to lead somewhere. They're not just using it as an outhouse, going in there, pooping, and then leaving. They're here somewhere, and they're going to ambush us sooner or later.
And did you see one raccoon?
Because we went, how far into that conveyor did we go?
And what did I do?
Of the way, maybe.
And what did I do when we went in there?
How far?
We went. Yeah, we did only go a quarter of the way. Again,
because you were going, woo, making Bigfoot
making
calls.
Noises to make sure that they knew we were in there, and that they, most of the time, raccoons will not bother you. They'd rather stay away from you.
If their baby was anywhere in that area, they'd come.
That's why you make the noise for them to go further away from you.
Anyway,
so there were none ever seen.
Because we only went a quarter of the way in. Thank you. But so we go a quarter of the way in, and we did hear, I think we got maybe one EVP or two in that area, but we did hear the door open and close behind us.
We got live voices.
Yeah, we heard that. Whatever that. No, that.
Yeah. They won't, Alex. I keep telling him that, and he won't listen to me.
I had one chase me. They will bother you.
Why did it chase you?
Because I saw the little guy by a garbage can when I was walking with my friends at night. And I walked over and I was like, oh, look at that. And Mama was right behind, and I didn't see her. She chased me all the way down the street. So, yes, they will chase you.
Anything will chase you when they're protecting its young.
Well, do you know where the young are in that thing?
That's why I made the noise, so that they would go further. They will.
How do you know if the young are going to come near you if
they're not going to? They go with.
I forgot the raccoon expert lived in the hills. She knows it. She knows she wore a raccoon fur and hats when she lived in the hills or wherever.
Hey, Jason.
But anyway, we did the coolest thing besides the voice that we heard, which sounded like someone went, yeah, or yeah.
He was responding to us directly live where we could hear it.
Cooler than that was that door opening and shutting.
Oh, that bang.
There was no doubt about that.
Two layers of doors,
the door
right?
was behind us, and we heard just a boom. And we're like, it
What?
wasn't in front of us. That would have been the end of the conveyor. But it was definitely the metal door behind us.
And we're all
sounded
inside
like-
this, and this is a big heavy door. There was no reason for it. So the first thing we all
Silly.
thought is maybe somebody came in through down below where we were to get in. And that place, that mill is huge, gigantic. So if somebody came in there and we were there, we didn't have anywhere to go. You're trapped in that little walkway tunnel with the conveyor belt. So that was I do have to say that kind of took me.
We'd have had to fight them or fight the raccoons. We'd have had to pick where we're going to go into the nest. I told them it was like Aliens. You ever see the movie Aliens? How the aliens were all around the people and they didn't know, and they're doing their little scanner thing, and they're like, boop, 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 and they're seeing the dots all come near them. If we'd have gone further down that conveyor, those raccoons would have been like aliens, and they would have all attacked us at one time.
Do you see that any hope of me ever taking this man camping is zero?
I'm telling you, that's what they were waiting for. They were laying in silence, waiting for us to cross a threshold where they know it would be too far to us to run back.
But more importantly than anything, in all honesty, the highlight of doing it, I've always wanted to go up there, and again, I want to do that whole thing up there because the short period of time that we were in there, because we were tired and we knew we had an event to do the next day, so it was very short-lived. Really wanted to go and do that for a while, and hopefully one time we'll get a chance to do it. But the other thing is that the fact that we were standing there in a line together, and not only on the recorder did we get responses, but we all heard the voice live, all of us, not one, not two. Everybody heard it, and it was so clear. It was a male answering us live.
Yeah, there's no better adrenaline rush than being in a dark place for the first time with nothing around you, where it's just dark and it's just you and whatever's there.
Yeah.
The adrenaline and your heart starts pounding and you start breathing a little heavier because you're just like, what could happen here? What could happen here?
Do you know the crazy part? The Yaz and the live voice came after that door slammed.
Yeah.
It's almost like whatever it was walked in.
I mean, that's worth doing again, but like Tyler was just like, he kept saying, you want me to bring the bear spray? You want me to bring the bear? I'm like, you guys want to go down further down that conveyor? I'm not going. I am not going because that poop the piles get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger as you go down. He is right.
There's a lot of it further down, but it opens up into a room at the very end. And it's so far down, even that big Magalite that I have, it doesn't penetrate to go all the way down where you could see. You only see so far down. So, yeah, I mean, there would have to be a cleanup up there before us to go for going in there for a long period of time, because that's not good for your lungs. It'd be great to bring
people up there, but
I would do it in a heartbeat if it was cleaned up.
Yeah, you really can't do that now. But anyway, so again, we do that after the Girl Scout, and now it's late. Now it's like 1 o'clock in the morning or after, and we got an hour and 20-minute ride home. So we drive home, take a shower. Now I'm going to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, knowing I got to get up. And again, we got to be at the prison by 12 because we were supposed to be part of their open house from 12 to 4.
Hey, Patricia.
So again, we get up at 9, if that, or 8, have breakfast, take a shower, do what we got to do, load up the car, and then we're on the road. And then we're at the Burlington prison, which was really cool too, because we got to hang out with a lot of people again that we know. Thank you for everyone who brought the batteries.
Oh my God! Yes,
and the cards and stuff.
Yes.
Donna Schultz gave me Chris's present as a birthday present, but I won't hold it against her because I know what you did there, Donna Schultz. You pretended like it was a gift for me, but you really wanted to give Chris something.
You know what?
Thank you for that. Anyway.
That salted chocolate is really, really good.
Donna Schultz is like, here, you like this. It's dark chocolate, and it's the brand that she loves. I can't remember the name of it. What is the name of that?
Linders?
Lindorf's?
Linders?
Something like that.
Linders.
But it's the brand that she loves, and she loves dark chocolate. So Donna Schultz is like, I know how much you like this, so I got this for you. And I was like, I didn't have the heart to tell her, like, that's not me. This one loves the dark chocolate and loves Lindorf's chocolate. So I
I
was
sure
like,
do.
well, thanks. Chris is going to love this. And sure enough, she ate it. And you think she'd go out and buy me
No.
milk chocolate brands to replace it? No, selfish. Didn't get me.
I do things for
Can't
him all the
replace it.
time.
Didn't replace it. But anyway, I do appreciate all the batteries. I got a whole bag full of batteries now that we're going to need and we're going to use. And it was great seeing everybody
Chris
there.
gave us batteries too.
Yeah.
He brought us. I mean, again, can't thank you guys enough in the Wawa gift cards, because these are things that, as crazy as it may sound to people, these make a huge difference for us, because the Kathy and oh my God, who else? There's and again, I'm so sorry if I'm missing anybody, because I know there's more. There were a bunch, Patricia, whatever. All the batteries that you guys gave us, we've been using them up as we get them, and it's such a relief. And we even still went out and had to buy more, because we have to change those batteries to get positive results when we're going. We can't question whether.
Yeah,
or not
you don't
it's
want
the
to
battery.
ever see something going off, and besides the human or man-made elements affecting them, you don't want it to ever be a question of, are the batteries dead?
Which was cool.
Which batteries can drain anyway,
They
in
can.
theory, the spirit energy, but you'd rather have
You
new
don't want a
batteries in
situation
there.
where it can be questioned. And the funny thing
Thank you,
is,
Donna. I appreciate
somebody
that.
actually said something about, well, are the batteries dead? And I can say, and that's what's really cool about this. You can rest assured, every time we do an event, those are brand new batteries.
John spends an hour and a half literally changing batteries and charging everything. Notice how I said John does that, because John does it every single time. Period. True.
And how many batteries? No.
True or false?
With the equipment, absolutely. But I do the flashlights, because I have to change, and there's 3 in them on every single one of them.
Hello,
I do. Let me put it this way: I do my part. He does his part.
What is this? You're doing a happy dance now? Is that what that is? But so again, lots of people were there during the day. That was really, really fun and really, really cool. I didn't have a chance to talk to the readers. I don't know how they did. I mean, I did get reactions from some people about what's her name, Stacy and Edward. So that was really cool. Then we got to go out to dinner with a bunch of people who we know and we've known for years. And that was pretty fun too, to be able to go from there, because we had time before the ghost hunt. The ghost hunt was until 7. So, excuse me, we went out to eat, and again, it was cool that we got to spend time with, everyone that was there. Thank you for subscribing. Most of the stuff is going to be here on YouTube. We have these talks that we do where we just talk about, it's like Seinfeld. It's a show about nothing. We just talk about whatever happened during the week or things that we're doing. But we do live investigations at the Creeper Gallery of Haunted Objects.
In other places.
We are going to be doing live investigations in January when we're not doing events, and maybe part of February. So you got that to look forward to as well. But we got to go to dinner, and there were a lot of people there. And it was so great just being able to sit. Luann was next to me, and Jay was next to me, and I know Patricia was there, and Donna was there,
Luann and Tony.
Luann and Tony were next to me. Who else was there?
Danny.
Dan from the and God, who else was there?
Danielle.
I'm trying to think. Well, of course Danielle was there. Ray was there. Yes, I forgot about Ray. Who else? Did I miss anybody?
I don't think so.
I don't remember, but it was a table just filled with people. We had a good time just talking. But then, we have, a ghost hunt after that. So we got to leave there after eating, go back to the prison and set everything up. Now, again, we're exhausted from Friday night, the Girl Scouts, then the ghost hunt, and then getting up early. And now we have 4 hours of ghost hunting to do. Not easy, So, first time in the prison this year.
Yeah.
I had a pretty good time in the basement. I heard Kenny had a lot of activity in his end. Because where I was, EVPs are sort of a throwaway because I'm right next to this huge heating unit that just
Turns
every
on and
5 minutes
off, right?
just, I mean, it not only turns on, it shakes. It's like, so I mean, it was, but I developed a new way to try to do sort of different kind of EVPs, which again, you guys who were there know, the rest of you.
Got to come to an event to know.
But it seemed to work really well. I did one session where this one person was standing in front of the cell, their cells that open, and I like asked a question, and when she didn't, it said effing B, like B word, the B word, like clear as day on this session, and it was like yelling at her for like, hey, ask a question, because I'm like, okay, go ask a question. And I looked at her again, and I pointed my flashlight, I'm like, and in between all that, it said effing B. And I was like, wow, it's like yelling at her, calling her. And there was a lot of that salty stuff going on because these are prisoners.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it, not all of them were model citizens who were going to treat people, the right way, So there was a lot of that going on that night in my area. And I had a good time, although, like I said, it's hard when you don't have all your tools and you're not able to do everything you want to, but you make the most of it and you try to interact in any way you can. But that prison, I do miss going to that prison, and I got to figure out maybe how to do more than one of those next. Yeah, lots of F words. Oh, that was hilarious too. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Donna. That was a whole nother session we did with the headphones where it was.
That's so nice.
There was that one group where every person I put under the headphones was saying the F word, and I'm thinking to myself, God, if the park ranger up there hears what's going on down here, they're never going to have us back. And it was F F B B F B F, and I'm like, oh my God.
So I got to say the thing that happened with Alex and I, because he said about the sneak up on thing. So Alex and his wife are inside a cell at all the way to the far end. And this is where we'd seen a shadow before.
Nice, Celine. Have a good night.
Good night, hon. And then
having a good night, hon.
At the end, I had come up because I heard something, and I was looking down the cell blocks. There's 3 cells and then the one at the end. They're at the one at the end, and they're doing a method there. She's got the headphones, and he's asking the questions with the SOS. And I thought he got up and moved, and that he left her there. And like, what's the purpose of doing the experiment if he left her there and nobody's asking the question? So I'm coming down to say something because I thought I saw him moving in the cells. And the same time I thought he was moving, he saw a shadow there. So I came through to see what the heck, because like I said, I was convinced it was him. And that's where I scared the bejeebies out of him because I took him by surprise. Because he thought he saw something, but it was crazy because we both saw from 2 different angles the same thing at the same time. How bizarre is that in itself?
And that's what we tell people all the time. Like, that prison isn't like one of the more better known prisons, I guess, that they're out there. And a lot of people have gone there through the years, paranormal people, but it's worth going to because, I mean, the facts are the facts. The facts are like all of these other quote unquote scary buildings that you think of across the country, Lizzie Borden and all this other stuff. They haven't had half the stuff that prison has had. That prison has had 7 people hanged in the courtyard, a double murder in the basement, many suicides, and many people die of just illness throughout all the years of existence. So you put all those numbers together and all the crap that they, suffered, then yeah, you've got yourself a pretty active building as far as
Well, you
the
said
elements.
you made the good point that it's, we're all in this building and it's really hard to do EVPs because you can hear.
Ow.
You can hear on the different levels that the sounds and people in other areas investigating. But I did this new technique where things change, and I'm not going to say the whole thing of what it is. Like John says, we don't want to give our recipes away, but we tried this thing, and the intensity in the room and the feel of the room when we were doing it was different. And then we went back to the regular way to see what would happen.
Patricia,
and
give your way away.
And literally, when I got to Rachel made a comment. Hi, my name is Rachel. Can you say hi? And you could hear you talking. You could hear the machine downstairs. But what came through loud and clear to all of us was this raspy male voice, like somebody who drinks a lot and smokes a lot. Hello to Rachel. And it was just as clear as day, as if somebody did it right in the microphone to her. And that was pretty darn cool.
That's always the hard part to explain to people.
Patricia.
Is that EVP can be done in different environments if you have to know what you're listening for. That's the problem. Yes, it's not ideal to be in a room with a building with a bunch of people trying. You really want to eliminate all of that, so you know for sure. But we were just doing this at the orphanage where I was sitting in one place, Steve was sitting in another that was literally 10, 15 feet away from me as we're doing an EVP session. He's running his recorder, I'm running mine. We're asking questions as a group, and I got a voice that was clear as day, and his recorder didn't get anything. And everybody was like, wow, that didn't pick it up. I said, that meant whoever that was right near me. They were near me.
Yeah.
To where I'm holding my microphone and he's over there. So that's cool in itself, in that, it's closer to the microphone, which is why it's picked up. So yeah, background noises, background voices, but what you are listening to for is the voice that's closest to the microphone, that doesn't belong with the others, that's actually answering the question. It can be done. It's not perfect, but it can be done.
And it's under certain circumstances of when it's clear. It's not something you're trying really hard to make fit. And it's, correct me if I'm wrong, Alex, didn't your wife give you a lot of direct answers while she was under and you were asking questions?
Tracy?
She's not Tracy.
I'm joking.
Oh.
I apologize, Alex. I get.
You kept calling her Tracy?
I thought until he finally told me the whole night. Well, not the whole night, when she was with me the whole session. I mean, I'm not good with names, and at least I was in the ballpark because Bill that he comes with, Bill's wife is Tracy, so at least I was in the ballpark this time. It wasn't totally a misstep. So I was in the neighborhood, and I apologize for that.
No, it does. It almost got you in trouble.
Oh, because the other chick you usually bring.
What
no,
is
kidding,
it?
Alex.
Is it Melissa, Michelle? What is it, Alex? I know it's not Tracy. I know who Tracy is. That's the crazy part.
But anyway, so that was a good time, and then, again, we leave there, we go to the Wawa, and again, we don't get home till late, and this one's talking about
Charlene.
This one's talking about going to Gettysburg to have breakfast at this place that we
John peeping, right?
Which means we'd have to be there at like 9 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning. We didn't get to sleep till 3.
Yeah, that wasn't going to happen.
We were literally slept for an hour or two and then got in the car, and that wasn't happening.
No.
So
even I said we're not going to do that. We couldn't.
But we had
impossible.
One of the coolest things, if you've never been to Gettysburg, and we've been to Gettysburg many, 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 many times, yet we had never done in the visitor center that whatever that thing is, where it's in the round. I don't know what it's called, but
I do.
You go up in the room. It's a picture. You're in a circular room, and there's a picture of the battlefield all the way around you, and they play like audio from like the battle, and like lights go off to simulate the cannon fire and all that, and parts light up, and then parts get dark.
Cyclorama.
Cyclorama. Donna Schultz just said it. But man, that was cool as hell. And I won't say who, but somebody was taking video that shouldn't have been.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't me either. And it wasn't Joe. So
who could it been?
I'll let you guess. Everybody else is just taking pictures, and this person, we're like, ooh, you're gonna get arrested or check that video. But anyway, we had a good time. So this is the first week off in a long time. So we're not actually doing anything this week, although I am considering the Creeper Gallery maybe tomorrow or Friday if I feel like it. That's not your commitment, that's my commitment. But next room's gift shops, wow, in the books. Yeah. So but as far as Ghost Hunts, no. And then next week is our last one with, in New Jersey, I should say. That's the last one at Centenary University, the 29th or the 30th. I don't
30th.
remember. But tell Tracy we say hello as well.
Alex, tell Charlene I'll make sure that we get her name right from now on.
But that's the last one in Jersey, November 30th at Centenary University. And then, like I posted today, people are asking me about next year already, reaching out. When's the schedule? When's this? When's that? And I really don't. Once we get to this time of the year, I just want to finish the year. And
concentrate on the holidays.
I posted, I reflect upon the year that we've just been through. And I literally was going through the New Jersey Paranormal folder on my computer because I'm doing something, and I clicked on 2024 events, and it was only from September 21st to the end of the year, and it was 15. That alone, September 21st to December, was 15, and I don't know if that included the Hoover House or not. I don't think it did. That's a lot, and you put everything before September 21st, and that's a lot. So I know there's a lot of other groups out there now doing a lot and doing a lot of places and just doing different things, and that's great, but for us, we just want to finish this year and look back, take a breath, enjoy the holidays. But right after the Creeper Gallery event is when I start to at least peak at 2025, because that's when places are asking me, could you give me dates? And we want to do more than just that. So we're going to have to at some point think about what else we're doing and try to schedule those things.
We really want to figure out these things that we want to do and make a plan for them, because they have to be planned in advance.
And to let you guys know that if you want to come along to make plans to do that. But we're still going to do what we do, and the way we've done it, especially this past year, kind of is still going to be doing that stuff. But there's going to be some other stuff.
There's going to be a balance of other stuff too.
Yeah, it'll be the same.
Which you guys will be included in if you choose to be.
But the overnight at the mine is definitely on the radar for the nice weather.
Yeah,
that'll be definitely. If I had to guess,
I thought you said already when you were going to squeeze it in.
I think like maybe the first weekend of June, maybe somewhere where we know the weather's like 80-ish, so we could hang out outside and if we want to barbecue, if we want to do whatever, we could do that. That'd be cool. Everybody bring some food, barbecue, go in them. You know what I mean? Just have a good time. But there are other things that we're thinking of.
Thank you, Michael.
Outside of the normal stuff that we do that, again, we have to plan. Yeah. And we got to sit down eventually and plan that.
We still got to plan our wedding.
And keep only when it's 100 degrees.
That's because it was dead hot when we were up there in that basement,
Hey, no matter what,
in that attic.
you're gonna get events in the summer where buildings aren't air
Paranormal
conditioned.
barbecue.
And I'll tell you what, you know, even though they are air conditioned, most times you don't want it on because it interferes with
Yeah, what you're doing.
EVPs and doing what you want to do with that too. So we turn the air conditioning off in the summer. I do. When I'm at Camp Evans and
No,
stuff,
you have to.
I turn it off.
You have to.
I don't want to hear.
No,
the
you
entire
want
time.
to get the clearest. You want to hear exactly what's going on. You could miss some very important things.
And even somebody mentioned, I don't know who it was. They mentioned like a holiday get together, you know, where we could just do a meetup somewhere and just celebrate the holidays.
Ooh, I would like that.
I like the idea of that as well, but trying to plan that and
Thank you, Jen.
And put that together would be. Where would you do that?
Not a clue. That's something we're gonna have to figure out and talk about. So when you say get together and having everybody together, that means it has to be somewhere big, and I mean, like just to get together for the holiday.
I mean, I don't know what it would consist of. Again, Wawa parking lot. That may be a good idea,
Alex.
I don't know what it would consist of. I mean, again, I don't even know what that would look like. Someone had just mentioned that we should plan just to get together and I'll have a good night.
Good night, mistreated. We hope you come back.
So, but someone had just mentioned we should do, and then like that's what.
Well, like a potluck picnic.
But
somewhere.
that's like what the prison was sort of for, just for people to come and hang out for the day. But people want to do it in a casual setting.
So why don't we do something to like a big national park or some big
in
park
the winter,
or,
in the holidays?
Oh, not in the winter. You said holidays.
No,
holidays
they want to do it before the holidays.
Oh, this year, now. I didn't catch that part. Hi, Lauren.
All of a sudden, she's quiet.
Maybe a back room of a pizzeria. We don't want to rent anything. That's the crazy part. It
Yeah,
costs money.
we're gonna put money into it. We would, if we did it, we would do it somewhere like the Barron Arts Center. You know what I mean? But I mean that we could.
And
fit.
they have the train station, the train show, and all of that.
I said
stuff
somewhere
too.
like.
Yeah.
It would have
We'd
to
have
be
to
somewhere.
think about that. We'd have to figure that out.
We had access to, and we could come in. You know. I mean, it'd be good to do that. It'd be good to see everybody before. I mean, we're doing that literally in Gettysburg too. I mean, if you didn't get tickets for that, that's what that weekend is. When we're together with Cody Satori and the people that are coming.
Yeah, but that's a limited event too. So what they're saying is it's just open so everybody can do it, and I get that. I understand that. That would be really cool.
No, the Barron Arts would be too limited. We'd only have. Hey man, I'm down for that, Heather. Heather, you know me too well. I am down for that.
Alex says a cemetery. The woods. Let's go to the woods.
No, I'm down for that. Meatball parms and some Coke Zero. I'm in.
You know what? Maybe we do that. Maybe we just we make a reservation. Something like we all get together and make a decision and make a reservation somewhere. You know, like where there's going to be a group of, take a list of everybody that's going to show, that's definitely going to show, and not just say, but and.
No, you want people to be able to just pop in and.
Well, then you can't do that at a restaurant.
No, I'm not thinking of that either. Oh, if you want to do it that way, then you have to put together a list.
But again, you're talking about having some place where people can just come and go. I was thinking about sit down eating, you know, somewhere, a whole group of us, a bunch of us together, just getting together and just, whether it be pizzeria, Hoover House, Frank's Pizza Can Cater.
You know, we don't need to pay. What's that mean? She's saying where we don't need to pay.
Yeah, so we don't have to rent out a place.
Yeah,
we got to figure that out for getting married.
Married Woodbridge doesn't have any Pulverson free space.
No.
Patricia, we ask a lot of the mayor as it is. We're not gonna ask him for more. You know, no, we wouldn't do that. But anyway, it was a nice thought, and but unfortunately, not something we could do at this point. You know, the prison is designed for people to come and just hang out with us there. And the Hoover House is a getaway holiday thing. And
it's a bed and breakfast. They do. They do business all
And
the
the
time
Ghost
there,
of
too.
Christmas Past at the Creeper Gallery, which I want to talk about too, by the way. And I'm not throwing anybody under the bus. I'm not throwing Donna under the bus. I'm not saying anything. When that event came up, I literally said to Donna, I don't want to be involved in the selling of those tickets. I'm not even going to announce it on New Jersey Paranormal. You announce it. You say when you're going to sell them. You handle them. Now, she reached out to me and told me all the texts that she was getting and messages from the people that follow us. And I said to her, what do you think was going to happen? It's the first time in the new shop, the only event of the year.
And it's very limited.
People are going to want to come to this.
Yeah.
Of course it was going to happen, so, anybody who missed out on that, I feel bad. I wish we could have accommodated everyone, but like Donna said, it ain't the old building where she could fit 12 people. She could only fit 8 people per session.
Yeah.
8. So she had to go through that list and do what she could. So she did what she could, and that's all she could do. If she could have fit more, she would have. But with 8 spaces per session, she really couldn't do anymore. So I feel bad for those of you who can't be there and didn't make it. But yeah, it really was super, super limited,
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to that as well because I have my ugly sweater with the lights on it. And yeah, but that's the thing, Lauren. Again, then we'd have to charge people to come.
Yeah, we don't
And
want
we
to
don't want that. We don't want to turn it into an event.
We just want everybody to come and just see each other.
I mean, then it turns into something it's not. You know what I mean? We're not a money make. Everything we do, we don't want to charge people for to say, hey,
we generally would
come with
love
us
to hang
and
out.
pay. Come with us and pay. We're not looking for that.
Exactly, Alex. You still should go to the Creeper Gallery. And check out
you
the
guys
new
who can't attend that event,
it's
I
fantastic.
definitely recommend going to the new Creeper and checking out the store and the Red Room. That's why I said, because we have nothing to do this week and I'm a paranormal junkie, I probably will take a trip there. I saw that look. You don't have to come. I mean,
I like how you said because
there is no gun to your head.
Because there's
no one dragging you into the car.
No time down.
There is
no take a moment.
You need that. I don't.
I know you don't. That's crazy.
I'm a junkie. I need my fix.
You should need your fix with me too.
We're right here. See that look? We got this weekend.
Well, aren't I a lucky girl?
You got Thanksgiving.
Woo!
You got time. You get your time
Thank
with me.
you, sir.
You get your time with me. But anyway, I wish we could figure out, and we'll think of it between now and.
And we have to have downtime to talk about how we're going to plan the wedding and stuff. Because we can't just keep that. You can't kick that down the road in the can and keep kicking it, or there's not going to be. You know what I'm saying?
She said you can't keep kicking that down the road and the can. So you can't do both. You can only do one or the other. You can either kick that down the road or the can.
Hey, I'm just saying. It is important. Exactly.
We were here all day today. Did you ever sit down with me and say?
You were not here all day today.
I said we.
And you were busy. You were doing.
I was out with
stuff.
my daughter for a couple of hours.
No, but you were busy doing other stuff, as well.
Magic Rock
had to do with what's Magic Rock.
But no, we if we can figure out how to plan something. Ideally, it would be the Baron, but with the train show, that wouldn't be a good idea. You know,
it would be too small.
We would only be able to fit like 10, 12 people, which may be all that we get. Because last time we did it there, people came in and out.
Oh, at different times?
No, people just came in, sat for a while, and then left.
Yeah.
I would like to just get a bunch of pizzas and, you know what I mean? And just sit and have, just talk like we
and not do a ghost investigation, just hang out.
Oh, no, we're not doing a ghost investigation.
That's what I would love to do.
No, Chip actually did commit to coming back and marrying us when we do it.
Yeah.
officially.
Yep.
So, yes, there is no statute of limitations on engagements, Laura. Thank you. Appreciate
No,
that.
there's a statute of limitation on engagement.
No,
She
there's
said.
no.
She didn't say not.
No, I see. My eyes say from
No, your eyes are incorrect, sir.
I'd get married tomorrow. It was going to be simple until we both decided that you wanted your family and stuff to come in.
I definitely would like to.
Well, that changes things, doesn't it?
Yeah, and you would like your family there too.
My family's 20 minutes away.
Well, you're lucky. You're a lucky boy.
I'm just saying, for me, it's not the difficult part. I'm a lucky boy.
You're very lucky.
Lucky boy. And you can kick the can or the road. Either
I can kick your can.
or this down the
I can
road.
kick your can down the road.
We have to figure it out. The fact of the matter isn't about, it's about where, just like what we're planning this holiday
how,
thing.
where, when.
We don't know if we want a small ceremony and a larger thing where people would just come.
But I want it simple. I'm going to be very honest with you. Just to even if it's to go to the park and it is beautiful park with a beautiful setting and being by a gazebo and getting married and then having a big pizza party. Like this for me, it's not about the crazy. It's not about the sit down dinner or any of that, the DJ and a hall. I want to just have a really good time and celebrate. I don't want to be stressed about it. I want to
Liberty
enjoy
Hall,
it.
They would cost money too. I mean, even though we're close with them, we couldn't take advantage of their generosity and expect them to give us that great hall that they charge.
They hooked us up with my daughter's memorial, and I will forever be grateful for what they did for us because that was asking a lot.
Food trucks,
Heather.
That'd be really funny.
That's not a bad idea, though, Heather. Not a bad idea, girl.
No, you mentioned something that maybe like a big giant barbecue.
I'm for it. I would love that. You guys tell me. Here's the thing. We're not young people. We're not starting out for the first time. It's been and we've been together for many years, and I adore and love this man. A whole big planning a big wedding with the gown and all that is not what I'm looking for.
No, I'd rather all of our friends be able to come and not do a by plate price tag. You know what I mean?
No, I would
rather just
yeah.
have someone cooking on a bunch of grills or a bunch of people cooking.
What do you guys
say?
Would you guys come to something like that?
Yeah, and people bring stuff. That would be cool.
Potluck, whatever. What do you guys think of that? Is that something you guys would be open to?
I mean, and then the
house, Heather.
I would love that.
But if you guys think that would be a great idea,
that'd be good for afterwards, Heather.
I would love to do that. I would love to do that. I would, and we could maybe plan it for the summer.
Yeah, not when it gets too hot.
Not too hot. Maybe fallish, where it's still nice.
I don't know if Chip would come in to fly in to do something like that, but and then the ceremony itself we could do on pay-per-view and charge people. Let's park Mercer County tables. I think that would be cool if everybody brought.
See, I would love that.
Brought some food and it was a community.
I would love that. I would absolutely. To me,
this way your family could see.
My family could see there. You guys could meet my family who you know. Again, I would be so excited to have. I was talking to my youngest sister and my dad today, and I said how much it would mean for them to be here. And I would love that.
That'd be awesome.
See, there you go. And Kathy can cook and like carnival theme. Heather, you're going.
No, I
want to have fun with it and just relax.
I really enjoyed that.
No tables. No tables, John.
Our family can meet our other family.
Yeah.
And it would mean a lot to us to have everyone there and not we can't afford some huge big hall and spend all that money per plate.
The more we talk about it, the more I'm set on this.
I actually like that idea.
I love this.
And we can even push up the date.
John, I'll make you Italian. Maria, you just won his heart.
Got my heart.
Uh-oh.
But grills a backup. Yeah, we could actually push the wedding up then and make it for like early, like June, like first week of June or something.
Let me reach out to my family and see if June's doable for them.
Yeah. And $20 at the door to get in. No.
But this would be great because then it's all of us together. And again, I would love that. I would absolutely love that. You make a mean potato salad, huh?
Yeah, and it was, again, we would just buy a bunch of burgers, a bunch of hot dogs, and people could bring whatever they wanted. We'd
I
have
would
all
love
this
that.
food
I would love
laid
that.
out. And again, I know my family, my family's small. So it's my son, my daughter, 2 drink minimum. That would be, alcohol would be another issue. It'd have to be BYO.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it.
I mean, I like the idea of having alcohol for people, but wristbands.
Heather.
It'd be weird because, again, we would have to get someplace where we could go into the night if we wanted to.
Let me look up.
You know what I mean? And have some music. Like, I'm sure Steve would come up with his DJ equipment
Oh, Steve would do
and,
it in
and
a heartbeat.
DJ it for us, but we'd have to have somewhere where we could stay beyond after dark too. You know? You know what I was thinking? Like, I could talk to Carl about the German club. They have all that outdoor.
Yeah, so they don't have anything going on,
I don't know.
and that's a big open park over there and stuff, and lots of.
He
picnic
has the bar
tables.
inside too.
He does.
Maybe something like that.
Oh, Laura says she makes great margaritas.
We'll figure it out, but that's a good idea. We're going to kind of go along that route, and
Let us. We'll have to find you. You ask Carl. We'll see about if anything's open.
Well, we're going to meet the other lady from the German, the mine here, right? He would do it for us. I know.
But would that
Bill
be
would
big
do it
enough
for
for
us
everybody?
in a heartbeat. The problem is, where would we? And can you actually do that out there with the bears and being around? Could you cook out there? Well, we'll figure it out. It's going to be, again, like the expo. It'll be. We'll figure it out. That'll be cool. And again, like I said, I know my kids will come. My sister, I'm not sure. She lives in South Carolina, so I'm not sure. But you'd be able to meet Chris's sisters and her father if you haven't met him, and you get a real good idea of where she came from. You get that whole group together. Pine Barrens. Now you're talking, Luann.
Yeah, it's right, John. Very tall chairs. I will handle the bears, just more to grill.
See, that's
Would you like a bear burger?
A beer and a bear.
There you go.
That's the combo.
There you go.
Point right there.
Anyway,
we'll figure it out. But anyway, guys, we'll be back. Like I said, today is Wednesday. Don't be surprised if I'm not on from the Creeper Gallery tomorrow or Friday. I have a new gadget that's literally right over there.
Yep.
That I'd like to use and try out. We've got more stuff coming, more gadgets that are going to take a few weeks because they're being built. That should be different and cool, the one that I just ordered. Plus, we're ordering, again, more stuff that is broken that we need to get replacements for. So, we'll plan on all being together for the wedding, which is crazy.
I love it. I think this is perfect.
I know you do.
I do. Simplicity and people together.
And imagine if Chip did show up for that, people would lose their mind. He probably wouldn't show up for that because people would want to take pictures and, you know what I mean?
We will talk to him and he can make his decision.
We'll see. Anyway, guys, good seeing you. We'll be back probably tomorrow or Friday. We're going to be back on more regularly now that the craziness has ended in September and October, and November is basically over. I could start booking some interviews again, scheduling some stuff for the winter where Zaffis, I'm sure, would be there if he can. And, speaking of, the last thing I wanted to mention, Weekend Filler, I think it's this week that segment is going to be released. And according to the guy who filmed it, it's probably one of his favorite segments that he's ever done. It's literally me, Chris, Tanya, and Kenny talking about our scariest experiences. And if they show everything that was filmed, it should be very interesting because
Diana, we probably could do that.
You get to see the real us if they show everything.
Oh yes.
And I'll just leave it at that. It'll be worth watching if he shows everything that he filmed. Anyway, have a good night, everyone.
Have a good
We'll
night.
see you next couple of days.
Stay safe, stay healthy, and please remember to be kind to each other. Good night, everybody.